Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Co, President Interpol, Mr. Noel, Secretary General Interpol, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. I think President Interpol, Mr. Co, has started policing right from here. The time is essence. 10 minutes policing, Excellency, a good message. The real-time intelligence shared is an information which brings you the results. Anything not shared real-time is useless. That's what we have experienced, Excellencies. It's my great honor and privilege to be here at such a wisdomful forum where we'll share so many issues, so many experiences, and I must thank the President of Interpol and the Secretary General Interpol for raising such a august forum. And let's not waste it, Excellencies. All what we experienced, we must share it. There's the time, Excellencies, when the crime is taking its head up, and we need to do something, Excellencies. Who would know the touch of crime than my country, where you're facing 9/11 every day. Excellencies, we're all aware of the fact. Forgive me, I'm not a diplomat. I'll talk my cop language very straight. What we have not done and what we have ought to do in future. There are 3 crimes, major crimes, Excellencies, which need your attention. One is terrorism, second is drug trafficking, and third is, mother of all, money laundering. And of course, these 3 crimes are being engineered, handled, tackled by the crimes through cybercrime. These 4 crimes are interrelated, and we are feeling the real touch in Pakistan. We have seen the terroristic financing through drug barons. We have seen money laundering very much connected with terrorism. Excellencies, we need to work out a strategy to handle these crimes because they are growing in such a way that they are promoting international terrorism. Excellencies, we're talking of policing. Yes, policing is very important. If you do not nip the crime right from the beginning, it grows as it has grown in Pakistan. It started 30 years back with the war during Soviet Union and Afghanistan, when Pakistan decided to help the international community, and that help caused a loss, a great issue, great problem in terms of law and order, economic crunch, and Pakistan gets a culture of clash and cove, a culture of arms and ammunition, crippled the economy of my country. We went through the same situation. Another era of furor of terrorist arises and takes my country into whole possession. And here comes 9/11. Again, it's my country who's facing the real hard time. We, being Pakistani, have suffered the most, Excellencies. As I speak to you, we're still facing the same situation in the country. We are doing our best. We have the will, we have the ability, we have the determination, but we talk of policing. Policing needs capacity, and the capacity needs to be built to deal with these terrorists. Excellency, the experience what we are having is not a great cooperation from the international community. Forgive me, as I said, I'm not a diplomat. I must bring to the knowledge of my Excellencies that the cooperation needs to be even more effective. Excellencies, I have a question. The priest of today and the priest of yesterday, which we call Maulana. A Maulana in my village, Maulana in my town, even doesn't cook his food in his house. He gets food in circulation from the fellow villagers. Today, they have Kalashnikov, they have launchers, they have mortar guns, name anything sophisticated which they do not have in their possession. The arms and ammunition, the sophisticated arms and ammunition, Excellencies, cannot be procured by an individual, by a group, because the producers are supposed to ask the end user certificate. Today, all these arms are landed in the hands of these terrorists. And let me tell you, Excellencies, the door opened of terrorism from Afghanistan and Pakistan cannot be shut by Pakistan alone or Afghanistan. We do need the participation. Excellency, when I talk about the participation, I talk of participation in terms of capacity building. The kind of aggression Pakistan is facing, it is totally unique. Our forces were not prepared to face such a crime. We had no option except to divert our development funds towards the policing, because we know policing is very important. Because if you do not have policing, you do not have law and order. If you do not have the law and order, you do not have the writ of the government. And if you do not have the writ of the government, you don't have the security. And then when you do not have the security, then your economy is affected directly. And when your economy is destroyed, there is economic crunch. What it generates? Poverty. And the poverty is the crime, is the mother of every crime. That's what we have experienced in Pakistan. The phenomena of suicide bombing, which you all have seen, a new weapon where motivation is twofolded. The poverty is exploited, the religion is exploited. My religion, Islam, what I have read, what my Muslim brothers have read, teaches me peace, no violence. But the motivation is being done totally on the other side. The suicide bombers are motivated. You are going to heaven. Your 70 relatives are going to heaven. And on the top of it, anybody you kill, he will go to heaven. This is the new Islam. Excellencies, there is a strong message which we call Taliban, I call Zalman, which means those who exercise cruelty. They want us to take up their type of life, their way of life. I'm warning to the international community, it's not far from their doors. If it is Pakistan today, tomorrow it's going to be India. It's going to be China. It's going to be the region. And ultimately, it's going to be the world, Excellencies. This is the time we have to sit together, put our heads together. I think the cooperation which is required at this stage is very important. I would say the failure of the international community, what you have seen 9/11, what you have seen 7/7 in UK, as the Prime Minister of Singapore and my Honorable President of Interpol mentioned, transnational crime. Where there is a transnational crime, we need transnational cooperation. I know I have 10 minutes. I've been already pleased, so I have to be very careful in timing. But what I like to mention, Excellencies, there has to be a common strategy against a common enemy. The terrorists have no boundaries. They have no religion. They have their own agenda. Of course, there are some state actors, non-state actors, which are acting and reacting. I would like to mention this context. The bombing of Bombay attacks. We condemned it. There were doubts from our friends from India that perhaps we are not sincere, we are not responsible. But today we have proved ourselves. We are not only responsible, we are very responsible. We respect our neighbors, and whatever we promised, we decided to give unconditional support to our Indian friends. My Prime Minister, my President, within hours got in touch with the leadership of India. I pay tribute to both the leadership side, that both handled the matter with cool head. As we were at the verge of war, but we both played a good role. I know there were some doubts on the Indian sides, and I'm sure they should have not doubts today. as we have already brought those 7 accused to justice as per our commitment, including the mastermind, a non-state actor. But we should not forget, the pain is the same. Whether it's a Bombay attack, whether it's a Samjhauta Express, or it's a 9/11 or 7/7. Let's work together not to have any other 9/11, not to have another 7/7, not to have any such Bombay blast, because that's what the terrorist wants. We as Pakistani nation perhaps did not do the proper policing in the beginning. That's the experience and that's the message. Excellencies, they are coming in every country. There is no doubt in our mind. They are using your modern international IT program very much, which we have experienced. Thank you, Excellency, for granting me another 10 minutes. So I hope I have your permission. Yes, sir?
Very good, very good. Very good. No.
Okay. So thank you. The only thing I'll say, let's have a task force and the Interpol, and let's have sub-task force in NCBs. Let's fight it together, because they have their agenda and we have the responsibility to protect the life and the safety, security of our people. For a peaceful world, we need a united nation. And the United Nation, I mean the cooperation between all of us, because I cannot express all what was in my heart, what my nation is facing. What Pakistan is facing today, I urgently request that let's not have it repeated. Thank you very much. Given the chance, next time I'll explain my experience in detail. Thank you.